Morning, student. Welcome back in this class. I hope you are healthy and safe at your home. This is the class 9 subject social science, and today we are going to discuss chapter number 5th of civics. And the topic name is working of institution, and this is the lecture 2nd. Student, in previous lecture we have discussed about the three organs of the government such as legislative, executive and judiciary. And we need a political institution because they take major decision for the country, such as the prime minister and the cabinet minister. They make all important policies and they take major decision for the country. And the president and the civil servant, they are responsible for taking step to implement the government policies. So in a democratic country, we need some political institution. So student, let's start, and today we are going to discuss some topic. First topic we will discuss parliament, and parliament has the supreme power of the country, and parliament it is also called Sansad. And second we will discuss about two houses of the parliament such as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and after that we will discuss about political executive. And after that we will discuss about prime minister and the council of minister, and after that we will discuss about powers of the prime minister. And after that we will discuss some question. That question I have assigned in previous lecture, and after that I will give some question in your homework. So student, let's start, and firstly we will discuss about the parliament. And student, you know, in India it is also called Sansad, and you know in Russia the parliament is called Duma, and the Germany parliament is called Reichstag. So in all democracies, assembly of elected representative, and they have supreme political authority on behalf of people. And in a democratic country, parliament has the supreme power to take a major decision. And in India, a national assembly of elected representation is called parliament. A national assembly of elected representation is called parliament. At the state level, it is called legislative assembly, and it is called legislature. So in India, the parliament has the supreme power to take major decision. After that, parliament is a set of people elected regularly by the people of the country, directly through direct election, or indirect through indirect election, such as the member of Rajya Sabha and the member of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha member are directly elected, and the Rajya Sabha member are indirectly elected. And all the decisions taken by the government before implementation or discuss in the parliament, and decision can be implemented only after the approval of the parliament. So in India, the parliament has the supreme power, and after the approval of the parliament, such that after the approval of the member of Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha and the approval by the president, then any decision can be implemented. So in India, we can say that in India, parliament has a supreme power. Next, in a democratic country, we need a parliament because parliament provides us some laws, and they provide us some important laws, and they change some policies for the welfare of the people. And student, parliament is the final authority for making new laws and changing existing law in our country. Means all power in the hands of the parliament, because they can change new laws and change in existing law in our country. In India, the control of parliament over the government is direct and full. Means parliament, they control the government is directly and full, and all policies and major decisions taken after the approval of the parliament. and those who run the government can take decision only as long as they enjoy the support of the parliament. Mean those person they supported the parliament, they can enjoy and they can form the government very easily, and we must follow the rule and regulation of the parliament because parliament has the supreme power of the country. And parliament controls all the money matter that the government has. Means they control all the money matter, and they after the approval of the country, government can use the money after the approval of the parliament. And parliament is the highest form of discussion and debate on public issue and national policy in any country, because they can debate and discuss on public issue, and they form policy on the welfare of the population, and parliament can seek information about any matter at any time, and they implement any laws for the welfare of the people, and they can discuss and debate on public issue, and they make and they form some policies and laws for the welfare of the country, and they can check any department, and they can provide some limitation of the government. So in a democratic country we need a parliament. It is the important for the democratic country, and it is in India it is also called Sansad, and it has two parts, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and it also includes president in parliament. After that, in a parliament they have two houses of the parliament, and the parliament plays a central role in modern democracy. A large country have divided the role and the power of parliament into two parts. Means a large country divided into two parts, and it is also called chamber and the houses. And in India we have two houses such as Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. One house is directly elected by the people, and it is called House of the People, and it is called Lok Sabha and the lower house, because they directly elected by the people. And the Rajya Sabha means the second house is usually elected indirectly, and its main work to look after the state interest, region or federal units. And in Indian parliament they consist of two houses, and it also called chamber. And the Lok Sabha is directly elected by the people, and the Rajya Sabha is indirectly elected by the people. After that, Lok Sabha, House of the People. Lok Sabha, it is called lower house, and it is called houses of the people because it's directly elected by the people, and they exercises the real power on the behalf of the people. And Rajya Sabha, it is called Council of the State, and the member of the Rajya Sabha and it is called upper chamber, and it is indirectly elected and performs special functions such as interest of various state, region or federal units. Means Rajya Sabha members, it is called legislative member, they involved in Rajya Sabha member, and Lok Sabha and member of the Lok Sabha, it is called MPs. And Lok Sabha election are directly conducted, and Rajya Sabha it is indirectly conducted. And in India, total Lok Sabha seat in our country 552, and there are 543 are constituency in India, and 2 seats are nominated by the president, and the time period and the tenure of the Lok Sabha it is 5 years, and the Rajya Sabha total seats in India it is 250, and 238 is elected and 12 nominated by the president, and the time period of Rajya Sabha it is 6 years. So Lok Sabha it is called lower house and the Rajya Sabha it is called upper house. And the President of India, because the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the President is a part of the Parliament, and the President of India is a part of the Parliament, although she is not a member of either house. The President of India is not a member of either house. No, he and she is not the member of Lok Sabha and not the member of the Rajya Sabha. But due to this reason, all law made in the house come into force only after they receive the assent of the President. Means all law made in the house then they can implement after the approval of the President. So Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President is the part of the Parliament. And our constitution gives some special power to Rajya Sabha, but on the most of the matter, Lok Sabha exercise supreme power. Lok Sabha and the comparison between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha have more power, have more supreme power, because any ordinary laws, means any common laws, need to be passed by both the houses, such as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But there is a difference between two houses. The final decision is taken in a joint session, where the view of Lok Sabha is likely to prevail because of the large number of members. Because in a Lok Sabha, there are 543 members included in Lok Sabha. So the final decision is taken by after the approval of the Lok Sabha. So we can say that Lok Sabha has the supreme power than the Rajya Sabha, because any ordinary law, any policies formed after the approval of the both of the houses, but final decision is taken by the Lok Sabha. Special power Lok Sabha over Rajya Sabha. Next, Lok Sabha exercise more power in money matter. Lok Sabha have more power in money matter because once the Lok Sabha passes the budget of the government or any other money related law or money bill, for Rajya Sabha cannot reject it. Cannot reject it. And Lok Sabha passes the budget and the Rajya Sabha give the answer in a 14 days. And if the Rajya Sabha can only delay it by 14 days or suggest to change it, but for Lok Sabha may or may not accept this change. It depends on the Lok Sabha member, but the final decision are taken by the Lok Sabha in money matter. So we can say that Lok Sabha has the supreme power than the Rajya Sabha. And after that, the Lok Sabha control for Council of Minister. They control Council of Minister. The head of the ministers, they control the Lok Sabha. And you know, the head of the Lok Sabha member is the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister control all Council of Minister. Only a person who enjoy the support of majority for 4 members for Lok Sabha is appointed for Prime Minister. Mean those person who support the majority in Lok Sabha is appointed as a Prime Minister. And if the Prime Minister for Lok Sabha members say that no have confidence in for the Council of Minister, all minister including for Prime Minister have to quit. But for Rajya Sabha does not have this power. If in a Lok Sabha and all members they were not agree with the cabinet minister and the Council of Minister, so all minister including the Prime Minister they have to quit. But if there has no power but Rajya Sabha does not have this power to dissolve the Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha can be dissolved, but Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. So we can say that Lok Sabha has the supreme power than the Rajya Sabha. And after that, you know student, our government have 3 organs such as legislative, and we have discussed about Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the President. And after that, we will discuss about political executive. Executive means those person they executed the policies and laws of the government, and it is called executive. And the functionaries who take day-to-day decision but do not exercise supreme power on behalf of people are called executive. And they are called executive because they are charged of execution of the policies of the government, because they have to right to take some decision, they implement the decision, some decision taken by the legislative, and after the implementation, and the executive have the right to execute the and implement the policies and the decisions. And they are called executive because they are charged of the execution of the policies of the government. They have right to implement all government policies and government decisions. So it is called political executive, and executive have two parts: political executive and permanent executive. Firstly, we will discuss about political executive. Political executive means they are elected by the people, means leader are elected by the people, and leader minister are called political executive, and they are elected for a specific period of time, especially 5 years, and they take major decision for the country, and political leader fall in their categories. They have more than the permanent executive. This is because the political executive is elected by the people in democracy. Will of the people is supreme, because the political executive elected by the people for the time period of 5 years, and the will of the people is supreme in a democratic country. So these are the features of political executive. And after that, they are answerable to the people, because people elect their representative and all consequences of their decision, and they take advice of the permanent executive and then decided the overall framework and the objective of the policy to be implemented. They can take advice from the permanent executive, such as the IPS officer, IS officer, and the higher authority. And after that, they decided the framework and the objective of the policy to be implemented. So these are the features of the political executive, and all minister and leaders includes in political executive, because they are answerable to the people, because they are elected by the people after every 5 years. And after that, we will discuss about permanent executive. Permanent executive means it includes such as a higher authority, such as IS officer and IPS officer, and they are appointed as a long-term basis, and they cannot change after every 5 years. Person working at permanent executive in civil service are known as civil servant, and they work under political executive and assist them for carrying out daily administration. They work under the political minister, and they give advice, and they give some guidelines to their minister, and they remain in office even when the ruling party charges. They work in the offices, and they work as the official government, and they are more educated and have exercise on the subject of ministry, and they are more educated, and they are not changed after every 5 years, because they are permanent executive member. So these are the differences between political executive and the permanent executive. And after that, we will discuss about the prime minister. And there are some people, they take major decision for the country, and the prime minister is the head of the government. So student, prime minister is the head of the government, and actually they take all major decision, and they have actually exercise all the government power, and it is the most important political institution in the country. And all major decisions are taken by the prime minister, and they control the council of minister and the cabinet minister. And after that, the president appoints the leader of the majority party of the coalition of party that commands a majority in the Lok Sabha as a prime minister. Mean those person they will get the highest majority in Lok Sabha, then they become the prime minister of the country. In a case no single party gets a majority, the president appoints the person who could secure a majority. And after the approval of the president and the person who could secure a majority in the election, president can appoint as a prime minister. And powers of the prime minister. The prime minister is free to choose minister as long as they are members of parliament. They can choose any minister, and the member they can choose as a member of the parliament. He takes most of the different decision in the cabinet meeting. He take most of the major decision, and he formed some major policies for the country in a cabinet meeting. And after that, he coordinates the work of different departments, and his decisions are final in case of disagreement arise between department. Mean the final decisions are taken by the prime minister, and he coordinate different departments such as education, health, sports, forest. They coordinate all types of departments. And after that, he exercised general supervision of different ministers, and all ministers work under his leadership. He advised all ministers, and all ministers they work under the leadership of the prime minister, and he control all the council of the minister, and the final decision taken by the prime minister. And he distributes and redistributes work to the ministers. And he also has the power to dismiss minister. When the prime minister quits, the entire minister quits. And after the time period of 5 years, when the prime minister quits, and the entire minister quits in the Lok Sabha. And he distribute and redistribute work to the minister, and he can dismiss minister, and he take major decision for the country. So we can say that prime minister is the head of the government. He take major decision for the country, and all ministers must follow the rule and regulation of the prime minister. After that, we will discuss about council of minister. Council of minister, group of the major minister, means it is the official name for the body that includes all the minister. Means it is a group of the minister, and it has 60 to 80 minister of different ranks, and they take major decision for the country, such as first cabinet minister, who are usually top level leaders. It includes top level leaders of the ruling party, and who are in charge of the major ministers such as health minister, education minister, sport minister, forest minister. And cabinet is the inner ring of the council minister. And it includes lump sum 20 minister includes in cabinet minister, and they control all over the country, and they take major decision of different groups. And the minister of the state with independent charge are usually in charge of smaller ministers. They participate in the cabinet meeting only when specially invited. They are not regular. They participate when they cabinet meeting only when specially invited. Then the Ministry of State they can participate in the cabinet meeting. And after that, minister of state are attached to and required to assist cabinet ministers, such as the state minister. They inform their cabinet minister, they assist their cabinet minister, such as education minister of Haryana. They can attach with the education minister of central government. So these are the cabinet minister, such as the minister of state and cabinet minister and the minister of state. And the appointment of council of minister. What is the process of council minister? After the appointment of the Prime Minister, the President appoints the Council of Ministers on the advice of the Prime Minister. Firstly, in the Lok Sabha election, after the declaration of the result of the Prime Minister appointed by the President, and after that, President appoints the Council of Ministers and with the help of the Prime Minister, they can advise with the Prime Minister, and they are usually from the party or coalition that has the majority in Lok Sabha. And sometime a person who is not a member of parliament can also become a minister. Means to become a minister than a member of a parliament, but such a person who has to get elected one of the house of the parliament within 6 months of his appointment. After they become a minister, then they must the member of the Lok Sabha member and the Rajya Sabha member. And after that he become a minister. It was necessary for all minister to get elected one of the houses such as Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha after the appointment of 6 months. And the cabinet form of government. Cabinet form of government means in most of the country, the parliament democracy is often known as cabinet form of government. Means a parliamentary system, it is called cabinet form of government. This is because it is not possible for all ministers to meet regularly and discuss everything. So the decisions are taken in cabinet meeting. For the basis of all country, all decisions taken by the cabinet minister on the behalf of all people. In this form, no minister can openly criticize any decision of the government, even if it is about another ministry or department. They cannot criticize any decision of the government. And every minister has secretary who are civil servants such as IAS officer and IPS officers. The secretary provides the necessary background information to the minister to take a decision. And it is also called permanent executive. They help their minister and they provide necessary information about the issue and about the policy, and they help their minister to take decision for the country. And the cabinet as a term is assisted by the cabinet secretariat, and this includes many senior civil servants who try to coordinate the working of different ministers. They work and they coordinate with the different minister and they work according to the wishes of the minister. And it is called cabinet secretary. So student, this is a part of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha and the power of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet and the Council of Ministers. And in India, the Parliament has some power and all power, and the Parliament has the supreme power to take the major decision for the country. Student, today your homework solution. And first question is, what is SEBC? And answer is, SEBC is socially and economic backward classes, and SEBC is another name for all those people who belong to caste that are considered backward by the government. So the definition of SEBC. Question number second, who are the major functionaries in India? And you know, the major functionaries of our country are such as President. He is the head of the state and is the highest formal authority in the country. And second, Prime Minister. He is the head of the government and actually exercise all government powers. He take most of the decision in the cabinet meetings. And the president and parliament, it consists of the president and two houses such as Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. And Lok Sabha, it is called lower house, the Rajya Sabha, it is called upper house. Question number third. Why was the Mandal Commission appointed by the Indian government? Because the government of India has appointed the second backward class commission in 1979. It was known as Mandal Commission and headed by B.P. Mandal. Its control and the head of the Mandal Commission was B.P. Mandal. And second, it was asked to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in India and recommend steps to be taken for their advancement, for their better development. And the commission gave its report in 1980 and made recommendation of 27% of reservation in government job for the socially and educationally backward classes. So the main function of the Mandal Commission. Question number 4. What does of India consist of? And the Parliament of India consists of the President of India and the Council of the. You will correct this question. What does the Parliament of India consist of? And the Parliament of India consists of the President of India and the Council of the State and the Council State and the Houses of the People. The State Legislative Assembly and the Rajya Sabha is the upper and the Lok Sabha is the lower house. And student, today your homework. Do following questions. What is the role of Parliament in law making? Question number 2. The Lok Sabha is more powerful than the Rajya Sabha. Explain by giving 3 reasons. Question number 3. Who is called permanent executive? And question 4. Enlist the power of the Prime Minister. And question number 5. What is the Council of Minister? And question number 6. Why does the political executive have more powerful than the non-political executive? And student, all questions done in your fair notebook and revise chapter. Thank you.